Did you get in trouble?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
What'd you do? Hot dog and... I don't know the words like you do. Chicken wing, chicken wing.
And I get a brownie.
Oh my god, they are so cute. Hi guys, welcome back to another podcast with TWT. So this is just a new podcast. We have another live that was sent in regarding Juliana. So I think this is actually about like a I haven't actually watched it. I thought I'd just like save it for when I did do a video so we could just go through it together, or a podcast, whatever you want to call it. But it's in regards to like a competition I think that that Julia had put forward. So if you're new here, I am TWT 3.0. Basically, I run a Instagram gossip page that relates to all of the Insta mums. I think there's about 10 to 12 that we focus on the majority of the time. And then it's just like if there's any drama related or some news in the community, it's just comes to the page, so it gets posted about as well. So what you do is if you're a part of the page, you send in something that you think is newsworthy, and then I just post it and everyone discusses it in the comments. So it's kind of like a real life Gossip Girl, I guess, but for the Instamum community. So you remain anonymous, and it just gives people like a platform where they can say what they feel and give their opinion without getting blocked off other pages or having their voice unheard. So you just come here to get heard. Anyways, with that being said, I am going to start this video because my pizza's going to be here soon, and I don't want you to have to listen to me because I eat like Juliana. I just don't do it on camera. I probably sound like her. I probably look exactly like that, but I have the courtesy of not putting you guys through that. So let's get on with this video.
Okay, you guys gotta go so Mommy can finish this. Mommy's trying to win a t-shirt. All right, come on.
I gotta say, Zydia looks so freaking cute in this. Like, she's in this little pink dress and she's like singing the lyrics to the song. She is adorable.
No. Not. Stop, Zen. All right, come on. Go. All right, they can go.
Show's over, folks. Good mum has left the building.
You're gonna have to get them.
Fetch, Drew. Fetch, you peasant. Get my children. Look after them.
Hello? Oh, I wish you would. Come on. Just while I finish working.
By work, she actually means going live for long periods of time.
Until you start thinking about it in a way of like, I don't know how to prop it so that, do I want my daughters to be in a relationship like this? You know, that changes things. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to keep this propped. It was on TikTok. It's honestly not important. Here we go. We can do it this way. So, but people are big and bad when they're behind a screen because not one of those girls would ever say something like that to my face.
Now, I watched a snippet of like a live of hers today. So this live that we're talking about now is a couple of days ago. But I watched one where she was talking today and she was saying, you know, my hate page, which let's reiterate again, she doesn't actually have one. Like, I'm not her hate page. But she was saying, you know, they were going on a TikTok and they were like writing all these nasty comments and whatnot. And they're just like harassing everywhere. And she was saying this on this live today as well. And, you know, if that was happening and they were from my page, surely those people would be sharing it with me to post on the page. And I haven't seen anything. Like, I've seen a couple of comments that she had shared, like, up in her story. Of course, like, I'm never going to tell people to go and, like, harass Juliana. That's not what I'm about. I'm not about taking it into real life. I feel like when people, like, it wasn't me that called CPS. Like, I want to reiterate that as well. But it was someone from my page that was also from her page. So, you know, she always sort of takes responsibility for the followers that kiss her ass, but the followers that don't kiss her ass, you know, they must be haters from my page, when really they were her followers first. But the CPS thing, like I will say again, I feel like that she did need to have CPS called. And it's further proven later on when she was arrested and the police said that they think that CPS needed to be involved in that case. So, you know, I don't like taking anything to real life, but if I feel like there is like an immediate threat or an immediate danger, I do believe that there is reason to do that. But when it comes to like, you know, writing mean stuff and things like that, yeah, occasionally I think it's funny, but not the mean stuff, but like the goats, I thought that was funny. And, you know, I think that she thought it was funny, like even that SpongeBob SquarePants costume the other week, she thought that was funny. Like, come on, it was funny. But when it comes to like actually being malicious, I'm not for that. I'm not for you going out of your way to be malicious to someone. Like Juliana has enough damage that she's doing to herself. Like she doesn't need anyone to be going out of their way to make her life miserable. Like she does that all on her own. So don't ever think that I'm encouraging anyone to go and say anything nasty to her or like comment nasty things or go real life and do something that's going to affect her life, unless, of course, it's for the greater good. Like if something was, not the greater good, but you know what I mean, like unless it was for something like the kids, if you had like a safety concern or something like that, then I'm all for it. But I just wanted to say that TikTok stuff, I feel like people are just finding her in their FYP page and are like, what the hell? Because if you watch her TikToks, you can tell like there's a lot of toxic stuff on there. And I feel like people would just pick up that vibe straight away. They wouldn't need to come from this page.
I saw that. I love you. I deleted the comment. I hope it's gone. I blocked the account.
That's another reason why I do have my page, because anyone that shares an opinion that is not kissing her ass, it's going to get deleted. Of course, they're going to be deleted and they're going to be blocked. That's why you come over to my page and you can write what you feel. And that's the thing is, when they can block people, they don't have to take accountability for shitty behavior. They can just continue to do the same thing. But when people are actually calling them out and it's somewhere that they can't block, and that's why she gets so hella mad over my page where people are free to say what they want. She gets really mad because she can't control what people are saying, you know. However, she can control her behavior. So if she was to turn her behavior around, I feel like people's opinions of her would turn around as well. Like we've seen it happen before where, you know, those people have like sort of woken up to themselves and realized like this is not how I want to be, and the people's opinions will change eventually. You're always going to have people that are like unforgiving, like forever unforgiving, but most people will give credit when credit is due.
Are they still there? I thought I deleted it. Maybe she's commenting from different pages. People are weird. The girls from the hate pages are weird. Like they literally go out of their way to troll.
They really don't. This is literally just people that don't like her or have come across her TikTok and thought, this girl is insane.
No, I left the gambling one. I think I forgot to delete that one. But that didn't even make sense. Like, it's like, are you trying to make sense? Because you don't make sense. No, that one I don't care about because she just sounds dumb. Like, yeah, that was one of the many reasons. Yeah.
I actually don't even know what the comment was.
I think they really are going to the pool because at least they'll be tired when they get back. Yeah, she's like hypocrite. I'm like, Sweet pea. Do you know what hypocrite means? But we were talking about the other comment. Like, she basically said, like, how was it a fight if you were going on trips every 5 days? And it's like, oh, who said there wasn't a fight over my trips? Like, go ask my best friends. They know. They know how it went.
Of course there's going to be an argument over it. I mean, here she is and she's allowed to go and spend weeks with her friends multiple times a year, and Brett's not even allowed to go and visit his grandma without getting in trouble. Like, let's think back to that first ever post that I did with the backstory of Juliana. Like, on this, if you haven't seen it, go back to it. It's like one of the first videos that I shared. It's a backstory of Juliana. And she is so mean to him because he wants to go to Checkers, and she's like, Checkers is closed. You want to go to your grandma's. Like, you're not going. So he's not allowed to go and see his grandma, but she's allowed to go on multiple week-long holidays. How does that make any sense? Of course he's going to argue about it. It's not fair.
Always. And that's why they hate me, because these bitter-ass girls, like, what's funny to me is the same girls that talk shit about me probably go through the same things and handle it like a complete fool. Like, they're probably the same bitter baby mamas that are like, no, you can't see your kids, and probably talk shit about their kid's dad in front of their children. Like,
Did she just say that? Oh my God, she talks shit about her kids about Brett in front of her kids all the time. She's not pulling that card. Like, let's remember, Cecilia was literally bad-mouthing Brett because she'd heard Juliana popping off about him on a live. She did not just say that. And for starters, I have one baby daddy. I think that's the word baby daddy is just weird to use. I'm married and I have children to my husband. So it's none of that. So don't try and sit there and like make out all of us on these pages like unstable, mean baby mamas that like use our kids as pawns. That is not the case, sweetheart. Stop deflecting. No.
Like, just pure trash. But y'all want to make fun of me because I choose to be an adult and speak my truth on a public setting with adults and then also protect my kids. Like, I could be so nasty. I could be so nasty for what I've gone through. Like, literally would shut people up for life if I posted one video. And I don't do that for my kid's sake and because I want him to be around for my children. And when he's not being a complete fucking asshole buffoon, we still on a friend level can get along. But right now I'm loving the Starbucks creamer. And this is another thing, like, this is why my peace gets drained whenever this man is around, because my kids don't act like this. All this screaming and crying and fighting shit doesn't happen when it's just us. Like, it's just chaotic. No, I'm supposed to be on here getting customers because I'm trying to win a t-shirt that Julia's giving away. She gave a challenge to my team, so I'm trying to win, but we got caught up in other shit. Yeah, TikTok you can't take too seriously. Like, if you're getting hate on TikTok, you honestly can't take it too seriously because so much of it is just like people just want to troll. But with mine, like, the comments come straight from my hate pages. Like,
No, they don't. They really don't.
it's the hate page girls. It's not just random strangers. It's the girls from the hate pages. And because they're blocked on all my other shit except TikTok, that's their opportunity to try to say something to
I'm not blocked on it.
me. That part, Sam, like, oh yeah.
Now, a girl just wrote in the comments saying that's how it used to be with my kids, like screaming all the time, she's referring to. And she's like, now I just get him to pick up, like he doesn't stay, he just picks him up and he leaves. But like, who's going to mop the floor if Brad just picks up the kids and leaves?
The hate page has been around for several years. The hate page has been around since they started coming after me when I started my business. Like, I think that they started coming after me because I was getting successful and like I'm just somebody that's myself and that pisses people off. So they've been around for several years. Like, they get deleted and then they come back. It's like a group of 2,000 miserable ass women that talk shit, not just on me, they talk shit on a lot of women. But they've come hard for me over the years. Like, they've sent child services to my house. They send police officers to my house. They blow up my phone number. Like, they add my number on Craigslist ads so that I get trolled all day long. Like, they put me on a porn website once with my phone number. Like,
They did not. That is the fucking most ridiculous shit ever. No one's even put her number on Craigslist. Like, a couple of people just messaged her from fake things about goats for a laugh just to see how she would respond. And she laughed about it. But see, now she's on here because it gets her attention, so she has to share it with everyone. But that is not true. People called CPS on her because she needed to have CPS called on her. Her child almost drowned in the pool. She refused to get her medical care. That's what people do. Like, people are concerned about other children. The second time you had CPS called on you was nothing to do with anyone else. It was because you tried to beat up your baby daddy and then you rang the cops and they arrested you instead because you were the aggressor. That's what happened there. So let's just not get things twisted at all. Also, the 2,000 people on my page are not miserable or bitter or whatever she's trying to claim. Most of it's just like it. It's cheap entertainment, you know what I mean? Like, we all watch things like Bad Girls Club and trashy shows like that. This is just another trashy show we get to watch for free, except for we don't have to wait for the next episode because it is just like 24/7 rolling.
They're brutal. Probably, but I don't watch it. I don't know about it. I don't watch it, but I know that when I get comments on TikTok, it's always from them because they're too personal. Like shit like today, like how is it a fight when you're going on trips? Like, my trips are from my business. When I'm going on business events or when I'm going to meet with my business partners, like, I think that they forget.
Literally 90% of my followers are her followers that came to me from her page. And I think that's what she realized. She's like, oh, their followers do this. They're your followers too, girl. They were actually your followers first, but the things that you did turned them away from you.
I think that they forget that Julia is my business partner. Like, she's not just my best friend, she's my business partner. So when we're together,
I don't even know how she can concentrate at this point. Like, if I'm on a phone call and my kids are acting like that in the background, like, I have to end that phone call straight away and go and, like, sort them out, work out, are they tired, are they hungry, what's the go? But I couldn't bear to sit there and listen to that. That would drive me nearly insane.
oh yeah, that last night about the BBL. As far as he knows, he thinks I'm strictly working right now. So to have them acting like that and not even try to calm them down, like, this is what I lived with. My relationship, everything. There's so much that people don't know. And that's why it's like, you look foolish. Like, please stop. I mean, it's nice that he's keeping them busy while I'm on live. I appreciate that, but it's like, damn. Yeah.
Because she's doing all this hard work on a live so far. I think she's talked for like 18 minutes while her kids have screamed in the background. And she's like, as far as he knows, I'm working right now. But you're not working. Like, he used to live with you. He used to walk around while you're doing these lives. And it's pretty obvious the majority of the time that you are not working.
They left. I guess they're going swimming. But hopefully they come home tired. I don't know. I feel like I don't know what it is, Sophie. Like, either I think that I just have the type of personality where you either love me or you hate me. There's really no in between. But I can say that, like, I never meet people in person and them hate me. Like, I'm always extremely well liked everywhere I go with everyone. Like, I'm a very likable person, whether they're 75 years old, 21, my age, like, every single person I come into contact with falls in love with me. Like, my friends are always joking about it. They're like, everyone falls in love with you. Like,
didn't she say, like, the neighbor was, like, abusing her and Frank hated her and all of her neighbors hated her where she lived? I wonder why that is. Is that because people that she meets, they see, like, the narcissistic charm, and then the people that live around are like, oh, that's the real Juliana. Hi.
Everyone loves you. So it's hard for me to understand why people on the internet are such assholes, but they love to target my mental health. Like, I know that, like, I can be all over the place. Like, I'm very impulsive and I change my mind a lot about a lot of things, but that's just part of who I am. And I don't know, they choose to like hate on that or call me inconsistent. And it's like, okay, that's just who I am. Like, my brain is not wired the same as most people.
So I'm definitely going to have to call bullshit on this one, because while there are heaps of comments where people talking about her mental health, like when they feel like it's suffering or whatnot, you know, there's never anything nasty written about her mental health. You know, like there are other people on the page that have mental health issues as well. So if someone was to write something nasty, I'm sure they'd get pulled up for it. The issue is with Juliana is, you know, she has these mental health issues and she's not going anywhere to get them resolved. So it's just like problematic for her, problematic for her kids. You know, how hard is it just to go and see, you know, a doctor, maybe go and see a counselor, maybe discuss medication, like all of any of those things that you think could help you cope with mental illnesses that would help out your family. And that's what people have an issue with, is that she has all these mental health issues. She admits that she has them, but she refuses to get any kind of help for them.
And so if you don't understand that, then you really shouldn't be speaking on it. But if you don't like me, then why are you watching me? Like, you don't have to be in my life. But like, all of my friends, like my real life friends, love me. And I'm an amazing friend and we have a good time. And anybody that's ever had a problem with me has always come back. So anybody that was a friend of mine that had a problem with me, that talked ill of me, has always come back and apologized.
And they come back and apologize because of the way they're made to feel. Like, look at the nanny, Deanna. She trashed her so badly. She was like, this girl's a psychopath. She's mentally ill. That girl was terrified that she'd be bullied forever. That's how these It Works cult things happen. Like, you know, they hold things over each other's heads and they're all too terrified to even speak out about it. So they come back and they apologize because they just don't want to be her target anymore. Like, look at Becca.
And came back for the friendship, not the other way around. So that's why I said earlier, like, I know it's jealousy, but I just feel like I'm the type of person, like, you're either going to love me or hate me. Like, if you're confident in yourself, we'll vibe great. If you're not, then I'm probably going to be...
So now we're back to this old chestnut. You know, everybody's just jealous of me. It's jealousy. So I'm not sure exactly what everyone's jealous of. Like, she's just admitted to us that she's broke now. You know, she's had to sell her houses. Her husband's a gambling addict. You know, all of these things. So I'm kind of missing what everyone's jealous of. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, just because you like to watch someone because they intrigue you does not mean you're jealous. You know, I'm sure, I remember her talking before about, Bad Girls, and we watch Bad Girls. What do you think this is to us? You know what I mean? Like, Bad Girls to me, when I watch it, it's just like absolutely outrageous. I'm just like, no one behaves that way. So like, of course it's intriguing, but it's also cringy. Juliana is just as intriguing as what Bad Girls is, in my opinion. I don't see any difference, except for, you know, with Bad Girls, we have to wait for a new episode to come out. Juliana, we don't have to, because there's a new episode every day. There's 2 hours of it every day on her live, without fail.
Pulling some of that jealousy issue that you have inside of you out, because I'm a whole boss out here and I'm just myself and I'm no one's competition. But if you want to view me as competition, that's your own problem, and I'm just gonna exit. But it's hurtful. Like, the shit that's said is hurtful, because it's like, I've opened up a lot this past year, especially with my relationship. Like, what people need to understand is to love somebody and to be with somebody and to show somebody for 10 years and then get the strength to be like, actually, that's not how it was. That goals and couples goals and, oh, y'all are so in love, actually, that's not how it was, and this is how it was. That in itself takes a lot of vulnerability to be able to speak your truth and kind of come out of your shell.
Yeah, I do agree with this. I totally agree with this, because obviously, like, I don't like seeing people portray like fake lives. You know, we see Caitlyn do all the time. It's like, me and my husband, we've been together for 10. You know, we don't mention the baby or the abortion or any of that stuff at all. But, you know, she's like couples goals. And that's great that Juliana is speaking out about it and saying, no, it's not perfect. I'm not perfect. That's fine. The problem is she's doing that and she's acting like she's doing such a favour to everybody, when really she needs to do a favour to herself and decide, is this relationship worth it anymore? You know what I mean? Like, it's all well and good to fake a relationship so it doesn't look like it's bad from the outside. But then to show that it's bad from the outside and still remain in that relationship is just as bad. So I don't really know what her point is with this.
But then to have people be like, no, that's not happening to you, or that wasn't happening to you, like, that's hurtful, because it's like, you actually have no idea. You know what I'm saying? And
because we don't want to take your word for you're saying, oh, Brett used all this money and Brett like hits her and all of these things that she's saying. You know, I don't make allegations on my page without showing proof. So why are you making allegations on your page without showing proof? Why would we believe something without proof?
And it was a lot for me to even start opening up about it, because I've gone back to him so many times. And I've told y'all in the past, like, if I go back, like, I just need you guys to love me through it, because I knew that I was going to fall back into it. And then when you get to a point where you're like, no, I've had enough, people still want to talk shit about you and be like, no, you don't deserve more. Or, you know, they try to like shut you up. And I'm not on here saying half of what I could say. My goal is not to paint him out to be this evil monster and have everybody hate him. But, like, for fuck's sakes, you shouldn't be questioning my decisions anyways, and you don't know what I've gone through. So people just need to be more careful with one another, because you don't know what could be the breaking point for somebody.
I love this. This is coming from the chick that literally instructed a page, like a gossip page, to leak Becca's nudes. Like, she had Alexis Bettini add into a group chat with her in one of the pages and then said, post it. And she's really going to come and pull that card after asking someone to put someone else's nudes out there. You've got to be fucking kidding me. What is wrong with you? Like, you don't deserve... Like, you have no right to sit up there and make any accusations about other people, because, you know, people might be able to, they might comment on her and they have opinion on her, but what she did to Becca was unforgivable. Like, that is yuck.
And I've said it a million times, like, you're speaking your truth, and guess what? If that person didn't want to be shown in that type of light, they should have acted better.
Oh, exactly. If you don't want to be portrayed in a bad light on my page, don't act like it. Just don't act like a bad person. That's the thing. Like, everything she says is so damn hypocritical. Like, how can you... she's so frustrating. Like, if you don't want to be portrayed in a bad light, then don't act like that. It's that simple. How can she be this smart enough to say this, but not smart enough to realize that it applies to everybody and it's not just a rule that Juliana can step around?
So, yeah, I believe it. Like, no, my hate pages were going ham on me on TikTok over my last TikTok, because apparently I'm a hypocrite.
She is a hypocrite, okay? I wasn't on the TikTok, and I doubt anyone else from the page was even on the TikTok. Who knows? Probably one of her followers that doesn't care about getting banned on TikTok, because you can make another TikTok in like 5 seconds, so it's not really a big deal. But she is a hypocrite. I'll say it.
But I was talking about you earlier. You know how it goes. Like, one girl was like, how is it a fight when you take trips all the time? Julia can tell you just how my husband would act up right before a trip. He'd be great all week, and I would be so excited. 24 hours before I'm ready to get on the road, he makes sure I'm drained and exhausted and second guessing and feeling bad about taking some time to myself or taking time to work. Like...
Yeah, but when does Brad get time to himself, though? You know, I understand where she's coming from. Like, you do need time. I wouldn't call it work, but whatever. But, you know, you do need time to yourself. But that goes both ways. Both of them deserve to have some time to themselves.
That's just the truth. But I've always said, every time I get on here and I talk my shit, and a lot of times, like, I cover it with, like, jokes and laughing, because it's easier for me to talk about it in that sense. But I've always said, like, I still want you guys to respect him as my kid's dad. I do. So many of y'all do. And, like, The amount of messages that I get when I talk about stuff, like, we were all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. It's hard. We're young. We're learning. We're going through it. Like, stop acting like people should feel bad because they're going through life and talking through it and working and processing those emotions. I am a human being. Just because I have more followers than you does not mean that I'm perfect and I know how to navigate this situation that I've never been through before. No one wrote me a book and said, Juliana, this is how your marriage is going to go, and this is how you can fix it, and this is how you can free yourself and be better. I had to pick myself up every single day and get to a point where I was like, all right, I need to make some changes, and this is how I'm going to do it. So if you're there to judge somebody when you've never set foot in their fucking house and lived a day with them, that's pretty sad. Like, I mean, my friends saw one blow up at my house and they were present for it. And it took them 3 days when they got back to their house, 3 days in bed to recover from what they saw in my house. So if it took 2 outsiders to witness and hear and be present for something I was going through on a daily basis, if it took them 72 hours to recover, imagine how my brain's working. Imagine how my emotions are working. Imagine how my heart feels. So no, you don't know.
I can imagine if there's like a traumatic event there that would take your friends 3 days to get out of bed. Maybe that tells you that, you know, your children perhaps aren't safe in that situation, or you're not safe in that situation. Like, he had a blow up that is going to upset her friends that badly, and she doesn't see this as like an opportunity to be like, no, this is not right for me. I'm going to move my kids out of there. I don't understand it.
What are you doing? Yeah, and I don't talk about shit because I want people to feel sorry for me. I actually get really mad when people feel sorry for me. Like, you know? I talk about it because I know there's other people going through it, and it feels good to get it out. Like, it's like a venting session. Like, I feel like I'm just talking with my friends and like, hey guys, this is how I'm feeling today. Can you pray for me? Like, can you lift me up? Like, y'all support me every single day, making me smile and shooting me nice messages and just loving on me. Like, everyone needs someone to talk to. You don't have to go through shit alone. And that's like my whole point of being vulnerable online. It's like, you don't have to go through things alone. Like, life is very hard. I think that if I were to sit and keep everything bottled up and not talk to anybody, I probably wouldn't be here anymore. Like,
I do agree with her. Like, nobody should ever go through things alone. I just think that strangers on the internet are probably not the best people that you should turn to. Like, turn to your friends, turn to your family. But, you know, you don't know who's following you as well. Like, you could be having, like, young... Like, this platform on Instagram is for 13 years and up. You could have young kids that are on there that are watching this and going, oh, well, you know, that's normal behaviour. Everybody fights and gets back together. Because this is what Juliana thinks. Like, she said it before, like, everyone goes through this. Everyone does this. The last time I had a toxic relationship like that, I was, like, 21 years old. Okay, that was the last time ever. Because you go through your teen years and then you realise what's toxic and what's not toxic, and then you learn to shut down people that are being like that. Like, you get the red flags and you don't ignore red flags. Like, you just learn not to do that. And I suppose it's hard for her because she has married this guy so young, and now it's like, you know, 10 years on and she's like, oh, okay. But at the same time, you've got to make that decision to protect yourself. However, when young kids that are like 13 years old, 14, 15, and they're idolizing people like Juliana, you know, they're like, oh, she's so cool. Like, she's got 40,000 followers, so people follow her for some reason. And, you know, not all of it's because of drama. Like, people actually relate to her. But you don't want to have someone who's 28 years old telling 14, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds that this is a normal behavior. Like, even when you're 21, you know, and you're in a toxic relationship, you still know that it's wrong, that it's not a good relationship, it's not a good place to be, and you don't think that this is normal. And I just feel like she, a lot of the time, glamorizes it, because half the time she's like, you know, talks about how Brad's just this piece of shit dirtbag. And the other time she's like, oh, we're goals, like look at our date night. It has to be confusing for younger kids that are watching or teenagers that are watching. Like, they should not ever be made to think that this is normal behavior.
Like, that's a very, very heavy burden to carry around on your own. And I think that's why it's hard for like these haters to understand. Like, number one, obviously I don't think you have Jesus in your life if you can behave this way and act this way and be able to sleep at night. But like
this is a girl that leaked someone else's nudes, told people that her nanny was a psycho, said that she could kill someone at conference. Was that Bria that she was gonna? Are you serious? Like, do not even bring Jesus into this. A lot of people don't have Jesus in their lives because they don't want Jesus in their lives as well. I'm not saying that's the case for everyone, but I'm just saying, like, oh my God, don't be a hypocrite. If Jesus can love you, he can love just about fucking anyone.
Like, some of us are very tender-hearted and very sensitive. So like for me, like my energy is so sensitive. Where
this is like the Truman Show, but it's like the Juliana Show. Like, she actually thinks she's a star in her own show here, and that people aren't going to pull her up on the stuff that she's saying. How can her followers sit there and go, oh, she's so kind-hearted, she's so sweet? Maybe because they don't know the things that she's been doing to people behind the scenes, or how she's been treating people that work underneath her.
Where drama or anything negative like affects me physically and it wipes me out. So if you're in a toxic relationship, that ultimately can kill you. Like, stress can kill you. So maybe these people, you have thicker skin than me, or, you know, you're not as sensitive as me, but that doesn't mean that my feelings aren't valid and the things that I'm going through aren't valid.
I agree with Juliana. Her feelings are valid. Brad's are valid. Her kids are valid too. But you can't continue to do the same thing and complain about it. You know what I mean? At some point, you have to do something about it. Otherwise, you're just going around in circles. That's how it's going to be. And, you know, I am a sensitive person. I do have thick skin as well. People say it to me all the time, you must have thick skin to deal with all of their lovers coming at you. And, like, yeah, I do have thick skin. But I also do not seek validation from the internet. You know, people's opinions of me on the internet and strangers does not affect me in any manner. It's my husband, my kids, my family and friends. That's where I get my validation from. Whereas Juliana, she doesn't really care about her husband's opinion or whatever. It's more about what her followers think of her. So the internet and the internet's opinion of her is absolutely everything in her mind.
Yep. Period, Sarah. Thank you, Ash. Like, I'm a very sensitive person. Like, I come off super funny and like a hard ass, but I'm very sensitive. Like, I've always been sensitive since I was a child. So I can't handle things like that. And I was living in a situation that was so toxic to my entire being and to my heart and to my morals and my beliefs. It went against everything that I wanted for myself. So to come out of that and make those realizations and try to make healthy changes and still work alongside the person that broke you and still have love for them, that is tough. Like, I still love these people that have hurt me, but you have to create boundaries, and that's hard. And to get out of it is hard. To get away from it is nearly impossible. So, but y'all aren't alone. You're not alone. You're not attention seeking. You're not too sensitive. You're not dramatic. You're not crazy. You're a human being with a heart that works correctly. That's what I tell myself all the time is, don't be ashamed of having a heart that actually works correctly. Because a lot of these people are walking around with hearts that don't. They don't give a rat's ass about anybody but themselves, and they probably have their own trauma that they need to unload and heal, and they don't want to, so they're out here reflecting everything onto everybody else.
I think she meant deflecting, but it's really interesting how she's, you know, describing these two different types of people. Like, this one person that's sensitive with a heart and this other person that's like nasty and saying horrible things. Which one exactly is her, or are we describing both of her personalities?
Bye, Haley. I love you. Thank you. I love you guys. Sophie, we have the same life. It's hard. And that's what I was saying the other night is like, what y'all have to realize is the internet, like, your haters in the internet will try to make you feel like you're this big. They'll try to, like, their favorite thing to say is like, oh, we love watching you because you're a train wreck. Your life is a train wreck. And the world will try to make you feel ashamed for the things that you're going through. And the thing is, everybody is going through hard shit. Everybody. Nobody has a perfect life. Even the women you see on Instagram that have the perfect husband and the perfect pictures and the perfect house, she might be getting beat up every night and you don't know it. You know, like, everybody goes through something. So don't feel ashamed or like you have no worth because you're going through a hard season right now. Like, everything happens for a reason. That's another thing I have to remind myself. Like, I get so angry with God because I'm like, I don't deserve this. Like, why do you keep placing people in my life to hurt me? And then I realized there's a lesson to be learned. And if I can learn that lesson, and it might hurt, but it's going to make me more compassionate, more empathetic, more understanding to other people, then it's worth it, because I might end up changing the game for somebody else later down the road, or somebody might come into my life and I can help them in some way. So when you look at it that way, you realize, like, you know how they say, like, God takes your mess and turns it into a message? It's like that. So if you think of your hardships like that, and also I tell myself, like, yes, your relationship was really hard, and you went through a lot, but when you find the one that is meant for you, you're going to look back and you're going to realize, you know, why you went through those things, so that you can appreciate the good now, so that you understand that, okay, this is what healthy is and how good it feels, and this is what you need to strive to work hard for and to keep together and to match that energy, etc., etc. But everybody goes through shit. So whatever you're going through right now, stop beating yourself up so hard, because everyone's going through something that I'm sure they've questioned whether they want to keep going or not. You know, you're not crazy and you're not weak. Yeah. It's probably a good thing. I don't post them because I don't want to give them any free promo. Like, I don't want to bring any attention to their negativity. Like, I just would rather everyone act like they don't exist, you know? But they always amp up. Like, it's funny because once they see that I'm rolling again, like with business and stuff, they want to amp up and try to bother me. So it just means that big things are in store for me, because every single time I'm in a season of like boom within my business, or I'm doing really well mentally, they always try to come in and like knock me off my little pedestal. Book, like, just because you would do something differently doesn't mean everyone's going to do it that way. Like, he has literally been sitting in my house since I've been live watching the kids. Like, we have our own way of doing things. Like, I'm sorry that that doesn't please you, but I'm doing what's best for my kids.
So basically, from this point on of the live, she just talks about Cecilia and how, you know, the school rang and said that she'd been in close proximity of a child that had COVID, and that she was a bit concerned about that, and they said to watch her over the next couple of days. And then everyone's sort of talking about COVID and like the vaccine, and whether you should have the choice or not have the choice to have the vaccine. And I'm not going to share that because I know that y'all can't play nicely, so I'm just going to leave it at that. and we'll move on to the next lives in the next podcast. So I'll see you guys back on the page at TWT 3.0. Bye.